Hey everybody, and welcome to Meals with Melissa, where we come up with great ideas that are simple but also healthy and sometimes actually works with your cravings. So I know that a lot of us love pizza. I mean, I love a good pizza. Now it's got to be a good pizza because it's got to be worth it. But sometimes it just really doesn't jive with our health goals in order to have those kind of things all of the time. So I found this really great, super simple recipe, because of course I don't do complicated, that works really, really well if you are having one of those I need some pizza moments. So of course, most of us as kids didn't like mushrooms, but even this should work with the healthiest, pickiest eater. So let's talk about really quickly what to do with this. So I actually went down to my local Yolks and got some portobello mushrooms. Now, of course, they're the big ones. So it works out great to be my pizza crust, and that's what we're gonna use today. Now I have one in the oven so you can see what it looks like as soon as it's done. It's literally gonna take us a couple of minutes to have this ready to throw in the oven. The longest part of it is waiting for it to cook. So I've taken a portobello mushroom. Now the first thing you wanna do actually is snip off the stem and then put a little bit of sea salt on it and throw it in the oven in a baking dish of some sort for about 20 minutes in order to really get all the moisture out of it, because of course portobello mushrooms tend to be a little more moisture dense. So I've done that, and if you can kind of see my, I don't know if you can see it in my frame there, but it actually had quite a bit of moisture. I turned them upside down and let them sit on a paper towel in order to get all of that moisture out of it. Otherwise you're gonna have kind of a wet pizza, and I don't know if that's really what you want. So I'm gonna take my portobello, and yet it shrunk just a little bit, but I mean, they're good sized mushrooms, so it works out great. Now, probably one of the harder parts of doing this is actually finding a sugar-free marinara sauce, because of course if you look at the labels, man, there's sugar in everything. Ketchup being the very worst, and barbecue sauce. Yeah, that's a hard one too. By the way, there is a great sugar-free barbecue sauce that we use at my household all the time called G. Hughes. You can find it in several places, Amazon, Walmart. Really works well. Just realize it has sucralose in it, so keep that in mind if you are sensitive to a lot of sugar substitutes. So I went down, same store at Yolks. They tend to have a really great health food section. If you have a Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, check it out. Now, just because it comes from a Whole Foods store does not automatically mean it's healthy. A lot of those products have a lot of sugar in them. This one actually says right on there, no sugar added. So that is what I did. Not only that, I actually looked at the ingredient list. That is a super important part of it. This one's a brand called, I've never heard of it before, More Glen, don't even know if that's right. But first thing I did was turn it around and actually look at not just the label, not just the nutrition label. You guys, you actually have to look at the ingredient list, because sometimes they hide sugars in there under other names that you may not even know are sugar, like dextrose. There's just anything ending in ose is a sugar. This does not contain any one of those. It also is certified organic, but really I'm looking for the sugar. So that was a big part of it. So I'm going to take, for each pizza I'm going to make, for each mushroom, it's up to you as to how many you're going to do. If you want to feed a family, if you want to have it as a snack, or while you're watching a movie or something, you still get all those benefits. Let me take this out of the oven because it is beeping at me. I just wanted to have it ready so that as soon as we were finished, I could show you what they were going to look like. So I'm going to hold off on that for just a second because I want to finish this. It's going to literally take us less than 2 minutes. I'm going to take about 2 tablespoons of my sugar-free marinara and just spoon it on like it's a pizza, right? My mushroom is my crust, super simple. Okay, and then I'm going to take about 2 tablespoons of mozzarella. Now I have part skim. Honestly, I don't really care. Personally, I'm trying to stay away from sugars, not fats. Fats are healthy for you as long as you're staying away from vegetable oils. That's super important. Really, unfortunately, our country has been done a huge disservice by being told that fats are bad and that fats cause fat, and it is untrue. So I'm going to take about 2 tablespoons, just so that it looks nice and covered and can brown up really nicely, look melty and yummy. That is a goal. So about 2 tablespoons, super simple. And of course I got like the finely shredded so that because it's not huge, right? I don't want great big chunks of cheese personally, your choice. And then, now I had to search to find these because I didn't want great big huge pieces of pepperoni on my pizza. I found the minis. So I'm just gonna put 5 or 6 pieces of the minis on my pizza. They're this big. They're so cute, right? Baby pepperoni. All right, I'm gonna throw that on my pizza, and that's it. That's all it takes. And then I'm going to throw it in my oven, which is already preheated. I know sometimes I forget. My oven is preheated to 375, so it's ready to go. I'm gonna bake that for about 20 minutes or until all my cheese is, of course, melty and just, ooh, ready to go, delicious. So let me throw that in and let me show you what this is gonna look like. Now I did not put that on the top level just because I don't want the cheese to brown too fast. I want it to kind of take its time. It does need to bake for about 20 minutes. So let me show you what this beautiful little thing is gonna look like. Right? Just all the benefits without, all the extras that we don't really need. So it looks amazing. Amazing, right? And if you're like me, you're probably gonna use a knife and a fork. Be my guest, be as fancy schmancy as you want. If you're gonna throw the whole thing in your face, make sure it cools off just enough so you don't burn yourself. That's not fun. Make sure you're just using an oven-safe dish. I'm just using casserole dishes that we have on hand. Worked out super, super easy. So hopefully that's something that you are willing to try. Please, if you do, leave a comment below. I'd love to see how this works out for you. You can also message me directly through Facebook Messenger. I love to hear from you. And if you've got a really great, simple, and healthy recipe, we'd love to share it with everybody. Have an incredible day, you guys. And until next week, that's Meals with Melissa. Bye now.